We haven't put it all together yet, there's no question about that. After 1 week of Big Ten play, I think you can see where the conference is going to be as good as everybody said it was going to be, or better. You know, the problem will be everybody will be beating everybody else up. Right now, every game we play, home or away, is not going to be an easy task. I really believe that for us. Part of that is them, but part of it is us. We're not playing as well as we need to play.
Our scout team, played up to their full potential. It just got us, fully ready for the game. So, hats off to the scout team.
It's the scout team's job, too, to get the team ready for the game. If we do a poor job, then we might lose a game. Everybody has their role on the team. Everyone has their part that they got to fill. So if the scout team doesn't do theirs, we're not giving the team anything. So we need to execute the players as best we can so we can give the best look for the team and hopefully lead them to victory.
While we're on the same team all together and the goal is to win on game day, when we practice, it's they encourage us to be almost like another team and go at them and talk to them and motivate them, try to get on their skins, just like a normal team. And we're trying to beat them, we're trying to score, and some of the guys that are scholarship guys that are on the scout team, they're obviously trying to earn playing time. So
I was on the scout team for 2 years, so I know exactly what it's like. Learning all the plays for the first time, can be a little bit difficult, but just being able to give your best effort and give the best looks for our guys is really important, to try to simulate it the best way possible.
The job on the scout team is to just replicate the team we'll be playing that week. And so we may not be as big as them or as strong as them, but we put in enough effort to where they get a pretty good look at the team. We run their stuff crisp, and we try pretty hard.
We can't always simulate the speed or athleticism that some of the other teams have, but when it comes to executing and running the plays, I think our guys do a great job.
They're really underappreciated, them and the managers are, because they work just as hard, if not harder than us, because not only do they got to go through a whole practice, they're running another team's offense or they're playing defense the whole practice.
Immediately following the next game, the scout team's in the next day, watch a film on the opposing team. Then we usually go downstairs and walk through the plays. So next day's practice, we're ready to walk through right away at the beginning of practice. And it's constantly switching new plays. There's always a lot of plays for each scout. So you always got to be on your toes and pick up the terminology quickly. And once you know the terminology, it's really pretty easy to adapt to the plays in different scouts.
You don't get as much reps running our stuff because the guys who are playing need to run the stuff. But that gives me my opportunity to work on my jump hooks, work on my face-up game, work on my passing, things like that. Even though it may not be with the first team, they're still getting reps.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job. Those guys go hard each and every day. They make things happen. They do a lot of things that our opponents don't do, but at the same time, that's good for us to be prepared.
I try to emulate the guy that I was playing. So even if my game is completely different than his, you got to do what's right for the team. You got to do what's right for the job that you have been given. So I think that they bring it every week.
Our scout team does a great job, and lately they've been playing their tails off. We got some good players on there, and they get us ready. I mean, they know their job is to push us and push our buttons and see if they can make us crack, and they've been doing a good job of playing us hard to get us ready for the game.
We'll be going hard in the middle while we're playing defense. They'll get a steal or something, and our whole defense will explode because, we play our practice like a game to try to make it as lifelike as possible.
A guy right now like Kenny Kaminsky, for instance, he's coming off a shoulder injury, and he's really playing well. Being able to get an opportunity to play, actually, and he's coming to the scout team doing a phenomenal job for us, so I know exactly what that's about. It does give you a chance to work on your skills, maybe that you haven't worked on in a while for some reason, because you do have a little bit more freelance on scout team, just because the job is different. Maybe the player that you're playing shoots threes and you normally don't, so it just gives you that kind of a little bit of free reign to just kind of work on different aspects of your game.
Make yourself more comfortable playing the game at a college level, because you have college defenders defending you. And so it does prepare you when you do get the chance.
And then games, you hope that all that stuff that we worked on transfers over. I mean, they definitely don't get enough credit, as much credit as they should.
Sometimes we may get a little frustrated with them because of the fact that they play a little harder than our opponents really do, but I feel like it helps us, it prepares us well for our opponents.
Iowa is a scrappy team. You know, they've had good teams since we've been there. They just haven't been able to win all the time. But, you know, they're going to make some plays, and they're pretty well-rounded all the way around the board.
Pretty good transition team, you know, so we got to look to get back and stop penetration and close out on shooters.
They're playing well right now, so it's going to be a good game. I think it's a must-win for us.
You know, their fans are definitely going to be hyped up for sure, especially since we're coming into town, and the fact that, you know, they've been playing well.
Let's band together on the road like we're supposed to band together. We did a good job last night on the film. We did a good job today. That's all I can ask. Now we've got to finish it off by doing a good job in the game, all right?
All right, 3, 1, 2, 3. Spartans!
It was a great environment to play in. You know, Iowa's a great team, and they came out with a lot of intensity and played real physical. And we knew in the second half that we had to come out and play more physical than they did. And Keith knocked down some good shots, and you know, BJ played an incredible game.
Those guys, we have to give them credit. You know, they got up and down pretty much every possession. You know, and it was kind of hard for us to slow it down at first. But once we got it figured out, it was, you know, we were able to stop them a little bit.
You know, coach just told us, you know, just keep playing hard and, you know, just keep, you know, staying aggressive. Yes, in the second half, you know, we brought more energy. Coach, that's the main thing. You know, coach has been harping on. You know, if you the way you practice in practice, you know, you got to carry. You know, it should carry over to the game.
Practice zone every day in practice, and you know, your coach is always talking to us about reversing the ball and you know, using ball fakes, and that's what we try to do to get shots.
Ayers knocks it away. Appling on the move, puts it up, and MSU is on top for the first time in this game.
Derek Nix was just absolutely awesome. My two leaders did a great job in the huddles. Those things are all important, and I think it'll help this team grow.
Down the lane, Payne. Oh, what a slam dunk.
Every road win is important in the Big Ten. You know, you got to steal as many as you possibly can because it's going to be a dogfight each and every night.
I like the fact that now I can get the ball in Keith's hands at the end and he can make some plays.
I feel like we're all starting to play a lot more together, and we're definitely sticking together more as the season goes on.
Sal has the ball. In trouble, being guarded by Appling, and Dawson takes it away. It's a breakaway slam, and Michigan State's back up by 2.
We know that those guys, they crash offensive boards very hard, so that's something we want to work on. And you know, it helped us out late in the game.
You know, we made some big plays down the stretch, and that was awesome.
The Big Ten is going to be like that every night, pretty much. So we were able to reach down and, you know, fight through the adversity.
I have no idea what that'll do for us, but you talk about a reach down and gut it out.
Here comes Michigan State, now to Dawson, all off his kneecap. And recovered by William Buford, so here come the Buckeyes. Both ball clubs have 5 turnovers now, and Buford out of control, dribbles down the lane. We have Dawson on the deck.
After the play kind of settled and players kind of moved out of the way, I could see him on the floor. So I had no idea what happened to him. When I first responded to him, he didn't say a whole lot. So I immediately didn't know what the injury was. Finally get him back to the bench, and he, you know, lets us know that it was his knee that's bothering him.
Well, I looked at it on the monitor. It was a knee-to-knee contact, so something like that, very painful. But a lot of times a guy might be able to walk that off and be able to return to action. Hopefully for Branden, that's all it is.
It was kind of the perfect storm of being in a vulnerable position and then getting an external force on it all at the same time. So it was just an unfortunate turn of events for him.
You know, it was devastating. You know, I was crushed. You know, I was heartbroken.
He went to get the MRI to confirm that it was in fact a ACL tear.
Oh, it was very frustrating seeing that, you know, I couldn't help my team. Also that, you know, I was just heard the bad news that, you know, I tore my ACL, so it was just, you know, everything was bad.
24 to 48 hours after an injury like that, you would expect there to be significant swelling in the joint, and he had relatively none.
Branden is a high-quality athlete. You know, he's a physical specimen.
Rather than having to wait a customary amount of time before surgery can take place, which sometimes can be as much as 2 weeks, he was able to have surgery 2 days after his injury.
When Q first, came to me, he said that, we're going to get through this. Don't you worry about anything. He just said, all he wants me to do is just work hard.
The biggest thing about BJ is that he's a competitor.
After surgery, after my family came up to the hotel, and I told him I was ready. So, from that point on, Q just, we were working hard. We were in here, day and night.
Even throughout the process of his return to injury, we were forced to continue to challenge him with exercises, with tasks that need to be completed, and with goals that need to be set.
Q, he was on me since day one. You have to do this. You have to get stronger. I guarantee you're going to come back stronger.
He would attack each exercise and each new set of goals with vigor, and the competitor in him would try to complete them as quickly as possible and accomplish them, master them, so that he can move on to the next thing.
I was running on the treadmill twice a week. The pool workouts, I think that helped a lot, and also the balancing with the band, and the resistance, all the resistance stuff like that, and of course, icing, that's very important too.
He's done great. Like I said, I feel like any kid, 18, 19 years old, is gonna have points in time where they get discouraged. But BJ's done a great job of keeping things in perspective, and for the most part staying motivated and being ready to approach challenges and continue to get better.
It was certain days that, I didn't want to come in, and do therapy or, do my, all my exercise, but
reality sets in, and you realize that, hey, I'm not able to participate, I'm not able to do some of the things that I've been doing my whole life.
Basketball has been something that I've been playing since I was 7 years old.
Just got to make sure you continue to keep the big picture in mind and do your best to try to help him stay motivated.
Overall, Q is a great guy. He's a great motivator.
It was not something that would change the rest of his life if he didn't let it, and that if he attacked it with the same intensity that he attacked training for the sport of basketball, then all the goals that he has can be achieved.
My rehab and my therapy, it was going great.
Anytime you have a significant injury like that, I feel like your relationship with your sports medicine team grows closer.
Our relationship changed, over this past summer because, we spent, our whole summer together. So, I say our relationship, it's gotten even better, and, we became, great friends. He was like a, older brother to me, so it was great.
Obviously, BJ and I were spending 7 days a week together, so it let me get to know him better as a person, as an individual, and also allowed me the opportunity just to kind of talk to him on a daily basis and help him keep goals in mind, keep things in perspective, and understand that this is just a setback in life for him.
Q and Dr. Shingles told me that, I was, clear to, work out and play again. It just, it was a blessing, from God. It was just put a huge smile on my face, and, I was just ready to go back out there and perform.
And I think the more confidence he gets on playing and cutting and moving on that thing, the better his game's going to be. But he's a kid that's working hard.
We're continuing to see improvement, but I think the best is obviously yet to come with BJ.
Well, I'll say that the medical staff and the entire team, did a great job with, pushing me, with my injury, coming in on time, doing my, my rehab and everything, and it was just a lot of support.
So I dare not take credit for the recovery or the rehabilitation of these student athletes alone, from the physicians to the surgeons, to my coworkers and colleagues. You know, there's a tremendous team here set up, and I just try to come in and do the best I can to keep the wheels moving and continue to be a piece of the puzzle.
Programs!
Practices were good. Shoot around today was great. It's been a different year, and I still think that we haven't played near our best yet. Maybe that's what I mean by it. I don't think we've had 3 or 4 guys play well together.
We just, grinded it out towards the end, and our players played, and you got to give Nebraska credit. They're a pretty tough team, but I feel like we just did the job.
Could have definitely played a lot better, but I mean the bigs carried us throughout the whole game, and just gotta give all credit to them for helping us get through this game.
There were some backward things that happened tonight. I mean, it just doesn't make sense, How can our bigs shoot 90% and our guards 10? It just doesn't make sense.
It's more aggressive tonight, and we didn't see a lot of double teaming. A few times they doubled me, but we just try to attack and give what the defender gave us.
Had to play and just find ways to get the ball in the basket, whether that's getting the bigs the ball, rebounding, getting outlets for transition, just doing whatever we had to do to help get this win.
Our guards aren't going to shoot this bad again. I really believe that.
We all go through, kind of like, a struggle. So, I think our guards are going to pick it up and, they're going to get it done.
Because the matchup things really got crazy when they went with their real small lineup, and we were trying to go to get it inside the Knicks, but then we had to cover people on the other end.
It was a matter of time that we had to step up and just, carry. Knicks did a tremendous, great job on the, carrying us in the second half, making, handling the double team, very well, finishing through contact and, making his free throws. And, I think when we start getting everybody playing together, and the guards doing well and shooting the ball good, then we're going to be a great team.
You have to credit Michigan State. They made winning plays.
Keith, tonight he had 9 assists. Other guys, made great plays, and Derek Nix played great. Adrian Payne stepped up and played great. So a lot of guys, when they struggle, we just have to pick them up, and guys just have to, go out there and just help them.
Gallegos has it, been guarded by Gary Harris, and he throws it in the side, picked off by Dawson. It's a breakaway, but he is fouled, and down he goes, and he goes down hard. And he is in pain. He's trying to get up, and he cannot.
It's kind of like a flashback of what happened last year. I thought something went wrong.
With the plant, he did not get much elevation, and he is down right now.
The same area where he got hurt at the Ohio State game.
I was scared to death that the kid did his knee in again, and that would have been just, I felt for him laying there like that. I can't explain the emotions of that minute.
Like my heart stopped, everything just stopped, and it was like, man, don't let this happen again.
My #1 goal is to try to get him to calm down and communicate to me exactly what was going on. And I just told him to just calm down, take a couple deep breaths, and then just let me know what exactly he was feeling. And with a kid who's had a previous injury, you're always able to ask, does it feel like last time? And he said no.
His first thought was, what did I do? Did I do it again?
So there's always that time period, and it takes a while for an athlete to kind of move through that. Number one, for the long term, but especially the first time he's gone through something like that, and today was that first time. So I think it was a lot of being real scared.
Last year, you know, when that moment happened, I wasn't able to put pressure on it, and when I did, you know, my leg kind of like, you know, gave up. So, you know, when I was able to put pressure on it, you know, I told myself everything was fine. It was just a scary moment. I kind of got scared.
The one thing I told him is, when you come back out of the tunnel, run, sprint onto the court. I said it's gonna do wonders for you, for your confidence. It's gonna let Coach Izzo know that you're ready to go back in the game, and it's also gonna get the crowd involved and just let everybody know that you're okay. So
this was me working on, and you know, this coming from the hard work you've been putting in, you know, in the off season. So
the crowd went crazy. I mean, I feel like once we saw him come back out and come back on the floor with us, I mean, we felt like we were just ready to just sit down, be gritty, and get the win.
I heard the fans, chanting my name and everything, and it was just a big relief.